Bestien. Blutrünstige Killer. Menschenfresser.
People did not dare to go in the sea, especially in tropical seas. They said you will be eaten by sharks immediately. That was the idea everyone had. And we didn't know at first how is the reality. And it took quite a while till we met the first sharks. And the moment I saw the first, it was a bigger one, it was a larger shark who came in our direction. So I took my camera and quickly went towards him. I just loved them. And I found that they are shy. And all the many divers today all over the world, they know how difficult it is to come close to a shark. Lotte was the first woman to dive, and she didn't mind at all. We went into dangerous waters and tested whether, because when we came to Australia, they said, well, here in Australia it's different. I mean, there are many sharks and they are very dangerous. And close to us was a pier where many people looked at those strange people who want to come close to sharks. And suddenly they called, Dr. Hass, there's a shark here. I said, where? Right here under the pier. How big? 12 foot. What kind of a shark? Well, it is a hammerhead shark. So, okay. Lotte didn't want to lose her husband so quickly. She wasn't very happy, but she went with a boat and I was swimming close to it. And they said, more to the left, more to the right. And suddenly we saw this big hammerhead shark swimming over the seabed. And I immediately saw that he must have eaten something, because then they are excited. And he came to me and saw me, came up, and this strange head came so close to me. And I was frightened for a moment. I made this moment, but he was much more frightened about me. Today, the sharks are in great danger because fishermen take them up and cut off their fins and let them go underwater die.
Yes,
for these fish soup. I mean, it's fish soup against sharks. Yeah. And sharks are so important for the life balance within the reefs. And here we hope that the divers help us to finish with this killing sharks.
I was astonished how good the divers behave. Mm. They don't break a car or things like that. It's really...
It's very well organized. Diving has become very well organized, and they go slowly about and watch this beautiful underwater world.
This is a display case of the 1950s, the time of Hans Hass, of course. This is his display case here in Vienna. They started by hunting. I mean, spearfishing was the thing, and it's only later on that they moved to photography. And this is the camera that they used, the famous Rollei marine housing. The really first very good quality underwater pictures were taken and for some decades were made with this Rollei marine underwater housing.
That very first equipment you had, the very first equipment, those little clockwork cameras and things. Where did you get those cameras from?
Well, they didn't exist. I called a blacksmith to make a watertight filming camera, and we used such cameras, and we developed further such cameras. This was very necessary. In these first days, everything was difficult.
This is the very compact camera that Jean de Wouters came up with. Everything is in here. There's not a housing around the camera. This is a watertight camera. First we have a lens with its two controls, and the lens can just be taken out like this. This is watertight because of this rubber O-ring here. So that's one part. Now once the lens has been taken out, the entire mechanism can come out. This way. Here is the mechanism, and this is just the empty housing. Here's the shutter, okay, and I'm winding the film with the same release. So the flash here needs a flash bulb. This is old-fashioned technology. Wouch. Okay. There we go. Yes. Isn't that nice technology?
I needed a secretary, and she came, and then I found out she wanted, in truth, to join my expeditions, and I said, impossible. I'm not taking along a woman. It's too problematic, especially if she's as pretty as she was. He said, why do you not take a good-looking lady as Mrs. Lotte with you? And then everything will be different.
I had already told him that my biggest wish in the world is to take part on an expedition, and so he knew that it is my big wish.
We tested all our equipments in the new Danube, and that's where our first experiences came.
This is where it all started. So here we are on one of the old branches of the Danube. This actually is probably the place where Hans Hass did his testing of the cameras that he built to see whether they functioned all right, whether they were watertight and so on. And it's about the same time that Lotte started working for him. And she wanted to go on that expedition with him, but he wouldn't have that. I mean, a young girl in a crew of all males on a ship. That was not his idea. So she was looking for something to convince him. And one weekend she pinched one of his underwater cameras, went to this place, dived under, took pictures of fish, pike, underwater plants. And then it was actually published in one of the Vienna newspapers. And that's how Hans Hass knew that she had done it. She didn't even say it to him. And well, then there was no way out for him. He had to take her on the expedition. A woman who showed such determination. And now a few kilometers from here, 60 years later, they are still together. Isn't that a nice story? Nice romantic place too.